how y'all doing? It's PawPaw again. And I had invited David to go fishing this morning, yesterday. And I had something come up, couldn't take him fishing today, so we're going tomorrow. And I told him, I said, let's see if we can target bigger fish this time. I'd like to go out there and see if we can pick up some catfish. So I said, we'll try to grab us a few bluegill for bait and do some jug fishing as well as live line. And I got to look, and he was telling me about these catfish fancy jugs he's got. He made up. So I got looking on YouTube. So I've come up with my own ideas. You know PawPaw. Like more power stuff, you know. Anyway, let me tell you what I've got here and what it costs, and we'll go from there. I went to Dollar Tree, and Dollar Tree had foam noodles, you know, the swim noodles, 47 inches long for $1. So I cut these 11 3/4. Not a full foot, but 11 3/4. That way I can get four of the same size out of one 47-inch piece. I went to Lowe's and I got some good old made USA PVC pipe. It's 1/2 inch silver line. It's a PVC 1120. This is the thin stuff now. This is not the big, this is not the thicker Schedule 40 or Schedule 80 or anything like that. This is just thin stuff. I mean, you know, I can bend it if I wanted to, but I don't want to. And I had some 1/2 inch square tubing left over from when I had built the rails on the deck. If you care to look at that video, I'll put a link to it. I'll put a link to it at the end of this video. But I took 1/2 inch square tubing. I cut it 4 inches long, and I got a little lead pot, you know, where I make my own fishing sinkers. So I filled this square tubing with lead. And it's pretty darn heavy. I might not have needed a full 4 inches on it, but I figured, what the heck, we're going to try it and see how well it works. I didn't buy glue-on caps for the ends like some guys do, because they're 51 cents each. That would have been $1.02 plus tax just to put caps on it. I ain't doing that. So anyway, what I come up with was drill a hole through the pipe here all the way through, and we'll stick us a bolt in there. Put a nut on it, and I'll snug it up, and then what I'll do is I will take pliers or hammer, whatever, and I will muck up these threads so this can't accidentally come loose. Instead of messing with a lock nut or a lock washer or a lock nut, I'll just booger up the threads and ain't got to worry about it coming off. The next thing you do is slide that little weight inside the pipe, and then on this end I drilled a hole all the way through the pipe in 2 different locations in opposite directions. See that? Now the reason for that is one of the holes, the one furthest from the end, is for the bolt, and then this hole at the end, if I want to put a bolt through it, I can. If I just want to tie my line through there, I can. But I did not want to tie to this bolt, because when this weight comes down, it'd be slamming against my line, and I'd be afraid to cut it. So I chose to do it this way. You want to make some, you do it your way. But this is my way. Now, I could probably use silicone to do this, but I happen to have some spray adhesive. And I'm gonna glue this swim noodle in place, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna leave about 3 inches of pipe here, and I'm gonna let that weight go all the way like that, so when we set this in the water, this thing will definitely not have any trouble floating. The idea being now, when a fish hits this, boom, the weight's gonna come down, and this is gonna stand straight up out there in the water. Well, we're gonna test it tomorrow. This is part one of just a 2-part video. So let me spray this on there and see if this will make it stick. If it does, fine. If not, I'll put silicone on it. Alright, we'll let that rest. And I'll stick my bolt in here so it don't come loose, or so I don't lose my plug. So all I need to do now is tighten this up, tighten up these nuts and bolts, hook up threads, and that's it. Oh yeah, that's going to stick, I hope. The hole is actually bigger in the foam. It's bigger than the pipe, so I may have to stick some silicone in it. And I guess what I should have done was let that glue get tacky before I stuck it together. Oh well. So there's PawPaw's catfish float, catfish jug fishing float. Do you hear that? So that's the idea. Right now you can tell it's balanced way back here. But when that weight comes up here, there. So it ain't got no problem making this stand up. It doesn't matter if it stands up straight or not. As long as it's, up out of the water like that, you definitely tell that you got a bite. Now, whether you caught him or not, it's another story. We'll find out tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Y'all make sure you tune in or keep an eye out, because we're going to do a video on using these and see how they turned out, okay?
Thank you for subscribing to my Papa's channel.